Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello and welcome to the Handicapable. Well, okay. With this episode, I know over a year ago I talked about some of my goals and I need to update my goals list, but most of the goals are going to stay the same because depression and mental trauma. And if you guys have been watching the episodes, you guys know about 5%, not even 5% of the evil, awful, sexist, racist, ableist messages that I get. And sometimes, I brush it off, but at the same time, sometimes I wonder how disgusting are men. And then even when that men versus beer topic came up, men were so insulted. And I'm looking at my messages like, I see why they do choose. I choose, or I see why we choose the beer over the man. And then politically, I have been hearing about in some states they're trying to cancel out default divorce, and also I think that's in project 2025 too. So yeah, if you guys plan on getting a divorce and if you voted for Trump, I kind of hope you make a mistake on the paper. Well, yeah, I'm petty, I don't care. But if you are trying to get divorced, and yeah, let's just say if you voted for him, some states are literally trying to take default divorce out of the way because most women are the ones, or I think it's like 54% or 60% or close to 60% of women who file for a default divorce. And so if they take that out, that means it's going to be a lot harder to get divorced. And so that's going to keep women trapped even in a traumatic, awful marriage. Because this is one thing this isn't the topic for the day, but it's the topic for right this minute. Kind of like my relationships, or the long term, Mr. No Heart and Mr. Lockakey blackmailed me, so that's an entirely different story. But Mr. No Heart, he asked me all of the right questions to know the kind of man that I wanted. And then he portrayed partially that kind of guy until then I felt like I was stuck in the relationship. And especially having a disability, and a disability that was getting worse, a disability where doctors were ignoring me, telling me to get over it, telling me to lose weight, telling me that it was my fault, saying that I was choosing to walk like this, and just no, they didn't give a blank about me. And so that meant when I got home, they would ask me how the doctors went. I would say, and they were just like, "Yeah, we told you so." And then friends and so-called friends and family would just, "Well, why don't you just pick up your feet? Why don't you just walk right?" Until I literally can't walk anymore. But by that time, I'm dating him. Yeah. So when it comes to how men treat you, and especially after the election, some of these men are saying, "Your body, my choice." I've been spilling the tea to you guys. And soon I'm going to find the right people to market for me because I hired a few people, but then they only got bots because they were just trying to steal my money and laugh at me. So, but yeah, I've been spilling the tea. I have over 150 episodes about dating nightmares, river of racism, and just telling you guys what's going on. But yeah, let's just say the Trump media won. But this kind of taught me more about why I need to keep going Some days I want to quit because yeah, I've never been the popular girl, and I don't care to be the popular girl, but I want to make sure that my voice is heard because I know there's other people with disabilities. There are other people that are people of color and other women that have been put down, told that they can't do. And I know there's this one wonderful, beautiful young lady on Threads for I think 2 to 4 months. I would sometimes I would go on just to watch her videos because she's so sweet and wonderful and kind-hearted, and her smile and vibrance is just the such an amazing, powerful thing. But then after the election, people decided that since she voted for Kamala and Trump supporters decided to troll her, be mean to her, be disgusting, to the point where now she doesn't want to do content anymore and she says she gives up and hate wins. I refuse to let hate win. And part of the irony is a lot of this hate is from the church. Yeah, can I get an amen? Because I'm preaching right now. A lot of the hate is from the church. I believe there are like 31 to 34 ways of saying love. That's what I've learned at my church. But I guess a lot of Christians never learned any of the ways. They learned how to be evil, vile, awful, just cruel people. And a lot of these boys, men, males who are saying your body, my choice, they're probably the ones going to church every Sunday. Every Sunday. And they're saying the hallelujahs, praise the Lords, and everything. But they see women as property. And then for the people who are telling people, well, it's time for you to get back on the plantation. Yeah, we see you. We see you. And that's why with my YouTube channel, when it comes to business, I've had my goals for a long time, and some of the things on my goal list were to start having live interviews or just interviews, not live, and more book readings by people of color, disability, LGBTQ. So that's one thing I'm really going to start hard on because I want to make sure that I help people thrive and not give up. I want to put smiles back on faces who kind of feel like they're in despair right now because there's 54% of this country hates us. And I know they hate me because I'm a person of color, female, and disability. I'm everything Trump hates. So that means I'm everything they hate. And so I am going to move through the hate, gonna work on my goals, my business. With my greeting cards, some of them are gonna hate some of my greeting cards, but they're good at hating, so they'll do a great job at it. With my children's books, I have so many more ideas, and they're somewhere. I should have published them even late last year, but starting a business with a disability, starting a business after you had to spend almost every penny to get diagnosed, because, like I said earlier, doctors told me it was my fault until it was too late for me. Well, I mean, it's not too late because now I have to relearn how to walk. I have to relearn how to do or be independent. And that's a long struggle. Relearn how to drive. Oh, yeah. But now I can honestly say I know who my demographic is. Anybody who did not vote for Trump. If you voted for Kamala, you are more than likely my demographic. If you understand why you should never have voted for Trump, because there's going to be some people who later on, even next year, once that project starts, they're going to regret their choice. But at the same time, that's not my problem, not my show. I'll pop some popcorn, but not my drama, not my show. And a lot of them would not like my books anyways, because I have LGBTQ representation. My main character is a woman and a person of color. The women that uh, white men hate, or at least the one. Like I said, if you voted for Kamala, I'm not talking about you, so don't say not me, because I know, babies, I know. My royalty, I know. My gray sheep, I know. But yes, I know I'm gonna be working on, like, with my greeting cards. Some of them want to, or there are some states, I don't know if it's federally, and I've read as much of Project 2025 as I could, but trying to, like I said, I've been working on my projects. I've been trying to get the business together. I have been relearning how to drive, because I have to, yeah, let's just say it. That's a long story, so that'll be a series for a different day. So if you don't know how, like, all of the details it takes for the greeting cards and writing the messages for each greeting card, because I write each one. I don't use AI for the writing part. For the art, I can't draw. I try, like, my illustrators illustrate for my children's books, and for the novels I'm gonna have some pictures in there. But for my greeting cards, yeah, I used AI for that, and even on my website, on my in my Etsy store, I'm gonna admit that, because I'm not gonna, like, I can't draw, and I tried hiring some of my so-called friends who are artists, but they didn't take me seriously, and some of them still don't know about my children's books. So, but yeah, I have so much. Yeah, even though I have over 150 episodes while I talk, I realize how many more stories I have. Ooh, and a lot of petty ones too. But I'm going to have greeting cards for congratulations you got divorced, and then I am sorry you got divorced. I am going to have some where, like, when people are coming out, for friends, for parents, and everyone in between, is like a greeting card, so they can show that, kind of not like the blue bracelet, but so that that person who's coming out knows that they can come to them, that they love them, that they love, that they are loving some, like, that they know who they want to love, the type of person they want to love. And sometimes I wonder, is that why so many of the Christianity and religious people, is that why they hate the LGBTQ so badly? Because they know who they love, and they know who they want to love, and they don't care if it doesn't fit into the circumference of expectations or the demands of what European humankind says. Because in some there's, all around the world, there are tribes, and even throughout history, so many different versions of the LGBTQ, especially the T. And so I hope to be able to spill some tea with some of the tea, my trans, like, especially, like, I don't, like, yeah, I would love to be able to have some episodes with you guys. I think it would be amazing, wonderful, and we can tell each other's stories and comparisons and the struggles, but the upbringings and things that we've learned. But yeah, when it comes to my business, I've learned a lot. And when it comes to the election, it taught me a lot. It taught me how many people will not like me. They won't. But then well, while studying marketing, because like I have my MBA in it, so, and even after I finished, I always love learning more. So I follow some of the marketing YouTubers and business YouTubers and things. So I know that once you're able to dilute and subtract the people who would never read your book or only read your book to hate on it, because yeah, during COVID, it's like I'm trying to remember. I have a copy of the book and I read parts of it. Like, let's just say there's so many things I need to finish. But so many people hated on this woman with a doctorate, and they try to say, like, the ignorant, racist things they said about her. But, people outside of the demographic went on Amazon and different book sites just to trash her book, even though they trashed it in ignorance. Even though they already knew they were not the demographic, and they were some of them didn't even read it, because some of them you could tell that they read other reviews and they only based their typings off, like, basically they copied, probably like in school that's all they did, they copied off of others. They didn't study, they didn't concentrate. And oh yeah, maybe that, I'm going to bring this up a lot, but maybe this is part of the reason why 54% of our country reads at fifth grade or below. Yeah, fifth grade or below. It's like if you guys have listened to my stories, I taught in Pontiac for a few years. Normally I say the inner city, but yeah, I said Pontiac. I don't even care. But yeah, I taught in Detroit and cities around Detroit too, but specifically in Pontiac. I was teaching one of the like the kind of like the advanced English class for the eighth graders. Oh, how come majority of the students were at a third grade reading level? And this is eighth grade. Eighth grade at a third grade reading level. And I guess I'm shocked because I remember being a twin when I think I was in fifth grade, and I got called in to do a test for twins, and they checked on my math, which yeah, I'm horrible in math, so, but they did my reading comprehension and stuff like that too. And like the reading was 11th grade level, fifth grade, 11th grade level. And I think the doctor and my mom were kind of shocked because, yeah, my spelling was oh, yeah, I didn't do well in spelling. But then, like, now that I know about my or I have a learning disability that goes with my walking disability, ta da, that's why. That's why some things would confuse me. But anyway, it's just when I know earlier this year, I studied like how many people were at a third grade reading level. But then when I found out, like within the country, how many are, like, the average reading level is fifth grade, is fit like, just imagine. And like, okay, I'm gonna be real petty for a minute, but that's what I do best. Imagine if instead of inches for men of their eggplant, what about if they had to brag by their reading level? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be amazing? Because I'm a sapiosexual, so. But let's turn the tables around, and maybe all men have to take a reading test, and then they'll find out their reading level. And then we'll get to see what grade did you make it to? Because they always want to brag about inches, even though they don't know what to do with any of them. But they always want to brag about inches. Where are you at reading wise? Where are you at comprehension side? Yeah. When it comes to comprehension, where are you at? That's more attractive to me, because even if you've watched my episodes, you know about my dating standards. That's one reason why must be able to have thorough, good, deep conversations. And some of the men get so insulted because I also say you must have a degree, a certification, or a trade. But that's not why, like, and a lot of men their egos are so big. And then they act like idiots. They act like idiots because they think they know why. Most men who have a high school diploma or a GED, when they match with me and start talking to me, and they find out I have 3 degrees, 3 certifications with 2 minors, they try to put me down. They try to tell me I wasted my time. They tell me, oh, you must care more about having baby, or you must care more about books than having babies. I've had men try to tell me that I should quit starting my businesses, stop writing my books, or what kind of man wants a smart woman. I need someone who understands why education is powerful, why I appreciate education, and because I love it. I love learning, I love reading, I love documentaries. But a lot of the men, and okay, I know that it's like, because some of the men, they think it's money related too. And I'm gonna have a whole series on this. But some of the men with their ego and their pride and everything, oh, so you don't think men with high school diplomas can make money? I make 6 digits. I bet none of the college men you know or have dated made 6 figures. I've I don't think I don't think I've ever dated a man with a degree. That's one reason I'm changing it up, because every guy who told me that they would treat me well degraded me in my education, or told me that I'm trying too much. A lot of the black men told me I'm trying to be white, or I don't know how to be black, to the point where part of me is just like, how come I am trying to be the best woman I want to be, but all of these men, they want me to stay stagnant and they want me to be below them, because they don't want to have to work for anything. They don't want to have to lift their standards up to my level, because that will be too much work for them, and they're too lazy to try. I am the Mrs. Obama type, trying to look fine in Mr. Obama, who wants to uplift and encourage each other and set new goals for each other. But a lot of these men don't have time for that. They don't care for that. And instead, they want the woman to stay at home, cook them dinner, do their laundry, and take care of their kids, even if it's not their kids. Because, yeah, I've met so many men who, oh, yeah, it's like, you sound like you'd be good with kids. Yeah, I got 3 or 4. By then they'll tell me how many women, and they're like, yeah, but it's like, I want to make another one, and I see you don't have any baby daddies. That's perfect. That's perfect. So all of these mini stories, if you connect to any of this, you understand why I'm writing my books. You understand why I'm writing a novel with the main character. She's a woman of color. She has a walking disability. But don't worry, I have quite a few stories in development. But I have a Grim Reaper, and she has a disability too, and it's not walking related. And then I have some murder mysteries. I'm so excited. Like, I came up with a title, or I came up with an idea last week, and I'm like, oh no, because now I honestly have around 20 different ideas, and some of them are series. So it's time for me to get to work. So, and then my activity books. I am going to publish an activity book before the end of the year. I need to get to work. Every day I need to finish up 2 or 3 pages and try to find someone to create the cover for it. But this excites me because at least now I know while the country does whatever this country is going to end up doing, while the Statue of Liberty is just kind of like, what in the world? She's probably turning around looking at us with some popcorn. Like, she was like, this is going to be the most interesting reality show. You know what? On the Handicapable Black Nerd channel, I'm probably going to create a reality TV that the how I just said it is like our Statue of Liberty would watch, and maybe even what she's thinking and which states she's looking at and what's going on in those states and stuff. Because, like I said, some states want to outlaw different, like, even, oh, interracial marriage too. I know in Michigan, parts of Michigan, my state, some cities were trying to outlaw interracial marriage. And then it's like they already get to brag about Roe versus Wade and then affirmative action and then default divorce they said they're going to be working on, and so many other things. So if you understand what I'm talking about, that means you're part of my demographic. That means you're going to be part of my crew. And if you have your own business, if you voted for Kamala, if you voted for Trump, no. Mm-mm. And if I find out you lied, I will research all of your competitors. I will do another show talking about how you lied, how you deceived, and I will look up every competitor that is hopefully Democrat and tell everyone to shop at these instead. And so don't try me. Okay, because yeah, I taught K through 8, well, K through 12, but mostly K through 8. And I taught as an adjunct professor. It's like these students have tricked me, fooled me. Well, the first semester they played me because I was new. But after that, students kept doing stuff, and I'm going to tell some stories too. But I know I've learned a lot about, especially how this younger generation they think they're so slick. They think they are extremely slick. And some of these companies, now that they know how we are going to be there, they're going to kind of pretend. They're going to pretend that they're with us, even though they voted for Trump. So that's going to be entertaining too. But this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. And I'm going to rock this business, do this business, and no one's going to stop me. Don't let anybody stop you. And I will be going live pretty soon, I think. I will show my face. If you watch the right episodes, there are pictures of me with some of the screenshots, and that proves these screenshots are real. But some of these men that write me is like when I respond, I've only responded to a few. The the one that troll me, or some of the men that tell me to eliminate myself from the earth. Yeah, they literally tell me to eliminate myself from the earth because I won't sleep with them, because I don't want to date anybody that is a Trump supporter, because I have education demands, because I've learned from the past men that they just want to keep me down. But I have so many more stories to tell you, and I'm excited. Don't quit, don't stop, keep going. My beautiful spider princess that said that hate wins. No, no, hate does not know. It's like, I cherish you. I care about you.